welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name's Carmen, and today we're going to do a reading for the general collective. So, as I like to say, whatever comes out, let's call in spirit with some wind chime time. That was really loud. So, when I struck the wind chimes, for some reason I saw like a front page of a newspaper. So I feel like either somebody's about to have some like reportable news, or that someone's going to learn something by reading the newspaper, which is a little antiquated, but people still do it, right? Maybe this is on an online news site, but we'll see what we've got going. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. We'll start with the Energy Oracle cards. Oh my! So we have Angel of Love and Man holding a heart. So I feel like what we have is a masculine energy that has been awakened or inspired somehow, and it has opened his heart chakra. So maybe this is a wedding announcement. I also looked at the numbers and couldn't help but think about the fact that we have number 49 and 45, and 47 is in the middle of that. If that's a number that resonates for you, you already know why. We also have the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. So with a combination with victory, I feel like this is talking about a masculine who has found his self-worth. This is somebody who at one point might have been able to demonstrate or put on a facade that came across as, yeah, I'm awesome. But in reality dealt with fears of rejection fairly regularly, and may have even had some issues in terms of self-sabotage because of the self-worth concerns. So I feel like somebody has addressed some healing and didn't anticipate this, but ended up finding that their confidence is more authentic and better than ever. So I sense kind of like almost some courage. I'm drawn to the Black Tarot, so we'll continue with that. Also, I hope all you Rick and Morty fans appreciate the shirt. Alright, we have the Four of Cups in the reverse. I feel like someone got more than they bargained for. When I look at this Four of Cups in the reverse, I almost thought there were 6. And there's this figure stretched in between the 4 cups, right? And it's paired with the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So I feel like this masculine that I'm reading for has no contact or limited communication with somebody that has awoken his heart chakra. Helped him to see love for what it really is instead of something to be feared, a weapon to be wielded. There's a new perspective that this masculine has. So we could see the Eight of Swords in the reverse as well. And I feel like this person was pulled in a lot of different directions in the name of love. So this could be somebody who was dealing with a lot of codependency in familial or romantic relationships, people that wanted to use them for what they could get from this person, and that person had, as a result, a misconception of what love was. Part of the problem with being given really unhealthy or toxic examples of love is that it makes it really hard for somebody to believe in something really working out the way they'd want it to. The example that's popping into my head, because I have such, I don't know, I would say I have admiration and love for Queen Elizabeth I. So the one they made all the movies about, where, you know, she was King Henry VIII's daughter and ruled in a time where it wasn't really desirable to have a female at the head of your country, right? But she brought about this golden age. So I feel like there's something here about how she viewed love being how this masculine views love, because she was pretty well known for evading marriage. I'm married to England. I think I'm quoting that right. Please tell me if I'm wrong. And there was wisdom and a coyness behind the things that she would say about marriage, because she knew the power that she had would dissipate or change as soon as she married someone. And she would also comment on, who am I supposed to marry? They want me to marry this person, they want me to marry this person, they want me to marry this person, and if I marry this person, they'll be mad at me, and if I marry this person, they'll be mad at me. Can't please anyone, much less myself. We have somebody here who has dealt with too many people that had negative intent or a user mentality. And with the Ace of Spheres in the Four of Spheres in the reverse, what I see is somebody who had learned to hold back, especially from an emotional standpoint, because of the things they'd gone through. There was like this barrier. I'll let you think that you made it inside. That's really just the lobby. I think someone saw through this lobby or this facade. Ace of Swords in the reverse. So the fourth chakra, which is what Archangel Raphael is here for, this is about a lot of different forms of acceptance in terms of self-worth, right? And I feel like in this particular case, we're talking about somebody, especially because we've got Angel of Love, who is accepting themselves, falling in love with themselves, feeling confident about who they are, and as a result, feeling worthy of love. Real love, not that using, codependent, bullshit kind that people, promote on social media to feel better about themselves. The real kind of love that helps you grow as a person. Because this is somebody who's realized there is a benefit when he works through the trauma or issues, the healing that needs to be accomplished. So we have the Queen of Spheres in the reverse. I feel like this masculine was challenged to work on his self-worth after working with or being in a relationship with a feminine energy that made him feel worthless. Somebody who would have been calculated, retaliatory, judgy. materialistic, unreliable, dishonest, willing to use others for money, not just this masculine. I believe this person was raised in an environment that produced them to be this way. So in other words, this could be somebody who learned from their parents or their siblings or somebody at a young age. You get whatever you can from people. You wring them dry. Two of Spheres. But things are balancing out. This person who was trying to take from others has been put in a situation that they don't really care for because it's giving them karma. It's righting the scale. This person was trying to live off of somebody else. And I feel like slowly but surely, this masculine likely was able to, remove the claws from their back. Tiptoe away. There may have been, a few arguments along the way, or what do you think you're doing kind of shit. But I feel like the awareness of being worthy of love that is actually an emotional connection that contributes to your healing or your happiness pushed this masculine to realize how critical it was for him to push away the false iterations of that. We're going to use the Edgar Allan Poe to clarify a little bit more for you. If this is resonating, go ahead and give me a like or a subscribe. What else do we have collected? We have the Five of Wands. There was competition, infighting, and a lack of accountability. I feel like this is what possibly the masculine grew up around or saw when he looked at other relationships. It's making me again think of Queen Elizabeth I in terms of the examples she saw around her when she was growing up. I mean, if you hadn't put two and two together, Queen Elizabeth, as a child, saw her or heard of her father killing or putting to death, to be more accurate, the, wives he took. Divorcing them, beheading them, sequestering them to a cold castle. It didn't really end well for any of them except for Anne of Cleves, who dipped out real fast and just decided to be friends. And I think it was Catherine who outlived the tyrant, Mr. Henry VIII. So I feel like there's something here about having this misconception about love because of having considerable evidence that demonstrates codependency or a willingness to mistreat your partner. A feeling of being trapped. Because look at what we have. It's like being chained up. And I feel like this masculine didn't really find any fault with how he viewed love because it was accurate in his view. And it may have been, right? I mean, who's around you? Who do you potentially interact with on a romantic level? who demonstrates accurate emotional, well, like not accurate, but like healthy emotional connection, you know? So I also feel like there's somebody that this masculine is not communicating with that he feels he needs to apologize to. He feels a need to tell this person something that previously he held back on. And there may have been delays or a significant gap of time here that this masculine now is viewing as wasted time. There's something this masculine is viewing as a deadline or a need to like communicate quickly or not waste more time. You have the Four of Wands in the reverse. The person this masculine was in a relationship with that was very dishonest is either removed from the picture or in the process of being removed. If this is still in process, it's because the other person is dragging their feet and refusing to believe that this is actually over. This feels to me like somebody that would have considered a breakup a temporary thing instead of a long-term thing. This masculine has been working to create balance in his life after experiencing a really difficult situation or battle with this ex. And I feel like this masculine knows now that there was some element of divine intervention or protection granted to him to get him out of this situation. And there was a sense he had to kind of move in silence. You can see he knew he was being watched. He knew he had to move quietly, not alert a lot of people to his plans. And that communication would potentially be watched and that he would have to at some point communicate with this person he has not communicated with. I feel like this Empress doesn't want this masculine to communicate with whoever taught him what real love is. This Empress, I don't know if I've shared this with those of you that are watching, my least favorite Empress in terms of the decks that I own. This one always comes with more of that negatively aspected Empress vibe than any of the other ones do. And I feel like that's primarily because of the coloration, but also because there seems to be this light behind the stability this Empress wants to present. So it always comes across to me like somebody trying to hold someone back or make the stability they offer appear more grand than it is when there is something better beyond. So I feel like this masculine realized that this home life or this life that he could have with this feminine was not everything that it was cracked up to be, not what he initially thought it would be, and that he needed to, because we have a clock in here too, put into place a plan that was strategic and hidden or secret, because he felt like this feminine was leveraging multiple tactics to find him, watch him, anticipate his moves. This is somebody who may believe that, you know, like say they're on the same cell phone plan, that this feminine energy is looking into who he text messages or places phone calls to, that kind of thing. All right, we'll move to the Masonic Tarot for you guys. I don't know why, but with these cards in particular, I really enjoy doing this kind of shuffle, even though it's kind of messy. But yeah, I don't know, something about them. All right, what else do we have? Four of Swords. This masculine energy, first of all, maybe seeing a lot of fours. And for me, that's indicating that he knows something big is about to change, or that the change is in motion and it's about to hit, right? Like that there's a time that he knows shit is going to hit the fan and this feminine is going to figure it out. So it's like this masculine's trying to rest. He feels like the plan is in place. He's trying to not be stressed out and not communicate with too many people. We have the King of Gold, and for those of you that are unfamiliar with the Masonic Tarot, I would let you know that this corresponds to fire instead of pentacles, which would probably be everyone's assumption. So this would be like the King of Wands. So we have somebody here who is feeling, again, like a sense of urgency, right? There's some timeline here. There may be more than one. And this masculine feels like he has to work quickly. He's focused on a very particular goal. I believe he wants to reinitiate contact with this person that taught him what love is. There's an effort with the Magician in the reverse to relinquish control of the situation. This is somebody who in his life has perhaps been a bit of a trickster or a smooth talker, somebody that could, you know, like talk his way out of fucking anything. Probably also has been through and conquered a lot of shit, right? This is somebody who would also probably be viewed as kind of like alpha or very attractive, very alluring, right? Energetic, or magnetic is more what I was thinking. What he's identified is that his approach needs to demonstrate love instead of that need for control or that fear of rejection that he previously demonstrated. I feel like he also has some ability to render his enemies ineffective. I don't know what that means. I hope it makes sense to you. All right, so we have the Five of Swords. There's an understanding that I think multiple people were working against this masculine coming together with this person he wants to reunite with. There are people that would like to take this Empress's place, and I mean that quite literally. Like, okay, so you've ousted this queen. I would like to now begin using you. Me next. But I feel like this masculine energy is ignoring or blocking or like refusing advances because he's already in love with somebody. We have Knave of Mallets and the Knight of Mallets crossing it. He's been working on a plan, I think quite diligently. There have been a number of I's to dot and T's to cross. And this masculine, I'm being drawn to the moon in this card. I feel like he's had to find time to work on this plan, and it's not always like opportune time. Like it could be literally what he does at nighttime. Like when dudes feel like they can play video games and shit. But he's challenged by the journey. He's challenged by delays. I feel like there's been a start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Probably because he's trying to evade being discovered. It's taken longer than he's wanted. I feel like this could pertain to stability from a financial standpoint, but more than just that. This has been like an undertaking, but this is the King of Wands. If you want anybody to lead your project, it's the King of Wands, the King of Gold. He's got that shit under lock. We have the Queen of Chalices in the reverse. I feel like this is the ex, or possibly even a mother figure. It could even apply to both. There's somebody here who has been pelting this masculine energy with questions, communications, via multiple meeting. Well, like, I'll send you a text, I'll give you a phone call, I'll hit you up on Instagram. Like, somebody's been relentless here. They're trying to emotionally manipulate this masculine energy. He may have even blocked them, because I'm looking at this, what's it called, compass? It's like blocking the communication. So I feel like this is enraging this feminine energy. And there could be also somebody who is frustrated because the advice they're giving, that they feel like this person, this masculine, always listened to, they're not listening to it anymore. They're going a different route. They don't feel like this Queen of Chalices in the reverse has the right perspective, because this masculine is ascending. Their intuition is improving. I think basically we have a masculine energy who is telling a mother figure who has been very present in his life and that he has a lot of admiration and love for, I love you, but this is not your choice. I don't think you're right about this. That's okay. Like, you're human. You don't have to be right about everything. But I know, like, in my bones, you are wrong about this. All right, we're going to get a little bit more information here for you, and then we'll call it a day. I'm feeling drawn to the tarot familiars. What else do we have for the collective, please? Six of Wands. After completing this healing, there's a victory that this King of Wands is going to accomplish. This could be somebody that has Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius featured prominently in their chart. We've got somebody that knows there's big change coming. Remember I said something about a newspaper? Big change. Something a lot of people will hear about. And I feel like it's recognition for somebody and the completion of a plan for this masculine as well. Yeah, see? There he is. That book is his plan. And that wand is his intention, his courage, his ability to make things happen. And it's all lining up. It's because he let go of control, because he let go of the things that were holding him back. Now he's like fully in his power, right? Because the King of Wands, that's like a powerful dude, right? The Emperor would be the only person in the deck that would be more powerful than the King of Wands. This is a warrior. So I feel like this person has a level of excitement and almost like, I'm ready to conquer this shit. Like, I'm going to make this happen. Watch. You know? Like, but without all of the cockiness and like, I don't know, lameness that you generally see in that kind of context. It's more that like, I feel confident in myself. I've done the work. I know I'm ready for this. And it's like making me smile. Somebody's excited. There's nerves. There's definitely nerves. But I feel like this person is gaining in confidence and faith. Like, what am I worried about? I know how this ends. I know how this ends. I know how this ends. Four of Wands. On the Four of Wands in the reverse, I might add, I feel like somebody left an unhappy relationship. They know exactly who they want to make their actual empress, right? This isn't really an empress. This is a jealous, hateful control freak. Lots of four, you guys. I feel like you've been seeing a lot of fours. So here we have the Four of Swords again, right? We had it down here. This is a relationship that's going to be very healing. That's what this masculine knows. He knows enough about this feminine energy to see that she loves differently than anybody else. He hasn't found that in a different partnership or even in a family relationship. That support, that unconditional love, that's not something he can duplicate. So the other thing is he wants to give that kind of love to the feminine. That's why this is such a healing, like, well-matched pair. Three of Swords. This masculine's love for another feminine is a source of heartbreak and depression for this feminine, this empress that I don't really care for. I keep being drawn to the giant ears on the bunny there. I feel like this person is trying to leverage their connections to get whatever information they can to try to come in between these two. All right, let's just get a little confirmation for you guys from the Romance Angel Oracles. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So I feel like this is connected to what I was saying about the perception of love, right? How somebody was raised, what they were taught. That's been an obstacle for this person in terms of making things right with the person they love. But we have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So I feel like this conversation is going to be happening very soon. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. The irony here, this person thought that the way they controlled their emotions meant that they were free. They thought avoiding real love and avoiding real emotions for others and being a little bit cold was how they maintained control and independence. They couldn't fathom, until very recently, that the true independence or freedom or happiness could be achieved in a healthy, loving relationship that respects independence and allows you to be yourself and doesn't make you feel like you have to hide your emotions. So you can really be yourself, right? Because the other way, that's just like a fake way. That's a shortcut. That's like, yeah, no, I'm not hurting because I just pretend that I'm not hurting. How's that working for you? It probably isn't. Let your friends help you. ask for and accept support from others. There might be a friend or a family member that does give the right advice or finds a way to help you connect, especially if there's somebody who feels like they're being watched by a crazy ex. uh, yeah, I get it. You got to be careful. So I wish you luck. I hope you enjoyed the reading and that you have a wonderful rest of your day.